to the Marley Bird YouTube channel, brought to you by Yarnspirations.com. In this video, I will show you how to make the Chic Madison Crochet Wrap, designed by my friend Tamara Kelly from Mooglyblog.com. It takes 3 balls of Chic Sheep by Marley Bird yarn to create this really luxurious wrap. Along with the yarn, you will need a size K crochet hook, a darning needle, a stitch marker, and a good pair of scissors. This is a free pattern available at Yarnspirations.com. I'll put a link to the pattern in the video description box right down there below, and while you're down there, please smash that like button, as my kids say. Once you have your pattern and your materials, join me back here and I'll walk you through the stitches you need to know to create this beautiful crocheted wrap. This wrap pattern is very easy to make. It's just a large rectangle worked widthwise, and then when you get to the length designated in the pattern, you mark off a point on the side of the pattern and you sew the finishing edge to the side edge, and you create this really great wrap that looks just like this. This is where your neck would flow through and this would cover your body. So for this video, we are going to learn how to work this stitch pattern right here. And in the pattern, you'll notice that there is a chart available as well as written instructions. So let's go ahead, grab our hook and our yarn and get started. In this video, I will show you a couple different colors of Chic Sheep by Marley Bird yarn, as I've done my swatches in different colors, but I'm working with a slip knot here on my size K or 6.5 millimeter crochet hook. For the actual wrap, I want to chain 61 chains. For my sample in the video, I will chain 29. Once you have all the chains completed for your wrap, you're ready to begin row 1. Row 1 has us work a double crochet in the 4th chain from hook. Remember, you never count the loop on your hook. So 1, 2, 3, there's my 4th chain, and I yarn over my hook, go into the chain, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, draw through 2, yarn over, draw through 2. Now it's important to note these skip chains here count as a stitch, and that's important because when we come back down this row, we will work into the 3rd chain over here that we did not work into, okay? I want to do a double crochet in the next chain, and this is where my repeat begins. I chain 3, skip 2 chain, okay, so skip 1, skip 2, single crochet in the next, chain 3, skip 2 chains, double crochet in each of the next 3. So there's 1, 2, and 3. Now I would repeat this. You would repeat from start all the way to the end of your chains. So I chain 3, skip 2 chains, single crochet in the next chain, chain 3, skip 2 chains, double crochet in the next chain, whoops, and in the following 2 chains. You'll notice that I like to hold on to my double crochets to give them some stability so that way they don't overstretch. Chain 3, this is another repeat because I'm not to the end yet. I would skip 2 chains, single into the next, chain 3, skip 2 chains, and then double crochet in the last 3 chains. Okay, So this brings us to the end of my row 1. The next 2 rows are what the entire body repeat is. So we are almost ready to just carry on with the rest of the body of the wrap. So let's go ahead and move on. We start off by turning our work. That was the end of row 1. And row 2, this is a right side row. So this is important to know, right side versus wrong side. We chain 1, single crochet in the first 3 double crochets. Chain 5. We will skip all of these stitches, okay? So we skip all of that, come over here to these doubles, and we put a single in each one of these 3 double crochets. Okay, then our repeat, chain 5, come over here to where our next doubles are. We skip all of that. We single in each one of those doubles. And for my little swatch, I have one more repeat. And this is where I want to make sure I treat that those initial skipped chains as a stitch. So right here, I will go into that last chain. I'm actually working into it just like I did when I worked into the chains down here. And I'm creating a single crochet. So that is the end of row 2, and that is a right side row. So this is the right side of your fabric. So if you wanted to take a marker, you could take it and just put it right here on the right side so that you know what it is. You could also just know whenever you're doing the row where it's singles, 5 chains, singles, 5 chains, that you just finished a right side row. Okay, so now let's do row 3, but we start off by turning our work. Row 3 has us begin with a chain 3. 1, 2, 3. Again, this counts as a double crochet, so we want to make sure that when we do our first double crochet, it is not into that stitch right there, that single crochet. We do it into the second single crochet. We will work our double and a double into the next one. Now we get to work some stitches right over here, and we will be placing a single crochet around all of those chains. Don't give yourself brain damage trying to get into the actual chain. Just go around the chains and make it super easy for yourself. This is the beginning of our repeat, so we will chain 3. And then working completely around all of those chains, we will do a single crochet. Chain 3. And then we come over here. These are our singles. We will put a double into each one of those singles. Super easy, isn't it? Chain 3. Single crochet around that chain 5 space, chain 3, double crochet in the top of each one of those singles. One more repeat, chain 3, single crochet, chain 3, and then finish off with double crochets into each one of those single crochets to the end. And now with that, we know all of the stitches we need to know to create this wrap. As I turn my work here and set this down, we know that the row we did with those chain 5s was our right side, and the row we've done here working the single crochets into those chain 5 space was our wrong side. For the rest of the body of the wrap, you continue repeating rows 1 and 3 until the wrap measures approximately 58 inches, and you end after a row 2. I've already worked up a swatch, so let's bring that in. I will show you what that looks like. You get to see another color of the Chic Sheep pattern. And so as the pattern is worked up, look how beautiful it looks. And this is just my 29 chains I started off with, and following along with the pattern, I just have fewer repeats on this portion than you do on your actual body of the wrap. I have just finished with a right side row, which was a row 2. So I have my chain 5s right here, and I'm ready to carry on with the border. You'll notice I have not finished off. I still have my yarn attached. So I will go ahead and turn my work, and I will follow along with the border instructions, which say to chain 1, and I'm supposed to single crochet into each stitch and chain all the way to the end of this row. Okay, so I will go into each one of these chains. I am going to work into each chain because that's what Tamara wants me to do. If you wanted to just work around the chains, very similar to how we did those, you could do that. You could just put 5 single crochets in there, but I think she wants the stability of actually working into those chains. So I'm going to work into the chains just like she suggests there. And I would do this all the way until I get to the corner. And at the corner, I will work a single crochet, chain 2, single crochet at the corner, so that way it gets a nice curve. And then we will work stitches evenly along the edge of this piece. It's pretty easy. And at this point, this is where you kind of have to rely on your own finesse and your own, not creativity, but ability to just evenly crochet single crochets along the edge without making the edge of the piece ripple. There's not really a set number of stitches you need to have there. It doesn't matter if you have an odd number or an even number. It just matters that they look even and that the piece does not ripple on you. So I'm going to get to the end here. Almost there. It'll take you a little bit longer because yours is a little bit bigger. But here at the very end, so I'm in the last single, I'm going to do a single and I will chain 2. I'm going to put a single in that same one. And see how that it just makes this curve around the corner? So now I can turn my piece, not turn it, how about rotate's a better word. And now working along this edge, I will evenly crochet single crochets all along this edge until I get to the next corner. And at that one, I would do the same thing. So I know that I can just carry on here and I could just do, now I'm going to work through these stitches, whether it's a stitch or a chain, to make it look kind of consistent with what we did at the top there. And I will just do a couple here. I'm actually going through the whole body of the stitch, or I'm going through the chain itself, whatever is going on over here. Okay, you can see it just makes it so that it looks just like it did up here when I was working through the chains up there. And so as I set this down, I would keep working along and just continue to make sure that none of this is starting to bunch up or pucker up. And I just do this all the way around the wrap. Okay, so this is just, it's a single crochet edging, guys. It's a single crochet border, and it just brings the stitch pattern together really nice and neat, and it will make the seaming portion very easy as well. Once you get into a rhythm, you will find that it's very easy to do. Okay, you can see there I have some nice stitches, very uniform, nothing's puckering, and it looks really good. Okay, so I would continue to do this all the way down until I got to this corner. At this corner, I would weave in my end first, and then I would single crochet around the corner, and then single crochet along all of the foundation, the open stitches of the foundation edge, single crochet around the corner, weave in an end, because I had a little ends. I had some knots I had to cut out, and then work single crochets all the way back up here to the top, join with a slip stitch to the first single crochet, and then finish off. So at that point, you would finish off your work. Once the border is complete, once you've went all the way around your piece with a single crochet, you then will seam it up to create the wrap portion of it, which is really easy. So without me finishing the border, because I think you know how to do that, I'm going to show you how you would actually seam this piece together so that way it creates that beautiful wrap. Okay, so I have ripped out the border that I did add, and I just put a marker in there because I'm going to continue on this swatch and make a scarf, because why not? It looks so pretty. So I'm going to continue on with it. So let's see what we would have to do here if this was your actual piece. It says in the instructions that you're supposed to measure from the corner up to a point in the piece where it measures 16 inches. And then what you will do is you would match up this point and this point to those points over here that you have measured. Okay, let's not overthink this. Let's make this as easy as possible. We essentially want this edge here to meet up with this side edge over here. So if we just pick it up and bring it up here and match it up just like so, okay, voila, we have our edges matched, and this would be our wrap. Once it's all together, that would be our wrap. Okay, so if it was folded, I'll show you here. This is what it would look like. Okay, our edge here meets up to the side edge. This is our neck opening. This is the body of the wrap. And that's just how easy it is. Now, we would have all these ends woven in. You want them woven in before you would carry on. But once these are matched up, you would take your tapestry needle and a length of yarn, preferably the same color. I'm doing a different color so you can see my stitches. And just thread that length of yarn onto your tapestry needle, and you could go ahead and whip stitch these two halves together, and they will both have a really nice single crochet edging around them. Remember, you just did that, so it'll make it really easy to just, it'll be going into one stitch, coming over here to another stitch, and coming through. Like, it will just be something as easy as that, and whip stitching it together. Okay, so that's super easy. You could do that without any problem. Once you have whip stitched the piece together, you then would come up here and you would do a reverse single crochet around the top portion, and then you would do a reverse single crochet around the bottom portion to really finish off the look. Those of you who followed me for a while know that I love the crab stitch or the reverse single crochet. I think it's the perfect little finish, and it was actually my idea for Tamara to add that. But you can see down here, this is the neck edging right here, and it has the reverse single crochet all around the neck edging. And then down here at the bottom, this is the reverse single crochet around the bottom edging. Okay, it's very easy. If you've never done reverse single crochet before, let me show you how to do it on this little swatch. Let's use our swatch once again, and we're going to pretend that we're joining our yarn, because that's what you would do when you join to the neck or the border. So you join your yarn over here, and we're going to work in this direction. So I will put my hook in, and let's just join with a slip stitch. Okay, so there's my slip stitch join. I will chain one. Let me move that out of the way for you completely. Now, working backwards, okay, so I'm going to come back here to the stitch behind the one I joined into. I will put my hook into it, yarn over, and when I pull that yarn over up, you will notice it's to the left of the loop that was on my hook, and I yarn over and draw through two. So I'd come back over here, go into the stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, and that loop I pulled up is to the left of the loop that was on my hook, yarn over, draw through two. Go into the stitch behind the one I just worked, yarn over, pull up a loop, so I have two loops on my hook, yarn over, draw through two. Go to the stitch behind the one I just worked, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, draw through 2. You see how that works? It's such a beautiful corded finish, and you'll do that all the way around the neck edging and all the way around the bottom border, just like I showed you on the sample, and it will just tie the whole piece together. Now, I know some of you are going to ask me, Marley, if I want to make this piece bigger or I want to make it longer, what do I need to do? Well, the first thing I'm going to tell you is it will require more yarn. Obviously, if you make it bigger. How much more yarn? I can't tell you. That's one of those things where you're just going to have to buy more yarn, and depending on how big you make it, you will need that much more yarn. If you want to make your piece wider, meaning you want this portion of the body to be more than 61 chains, you just need to add a multiple of 8 chains more for each repeat you want. So remember, the repeat was this chain, it's the chain 5 plus the 3 here. So there's 8 stitches there. So if you have 61, if you want one more repeat, you would then chain 69. If you want 2 more repeats, you would chain 69 plus 8 is 77, right? Yeah. Is that right? 7, 8? Yeah, 77. Math on the fly, not my forte, but you get what I'm saying. As far as the length, that makes it really simple, because then as you're working along, you could always try it on as you go and just make it so that it's long enough to go around your body the way you want it to. Pretty simple stuff. You'll just need to get more yarn in order to do that. Okay, I bet you can't wait to get started. When you finish your wrap, be sure to share with me on social media. Use hashtag MarleyBird or hashtag Yarnspirations. Now you know how to do the body of the Chic Madison Crochet Wrap. You know how to do the single crochet edging. You know how to do the seaming. You know how to do the crab stitch edging. And I just walked you through how you can adjust this wrap to fit your size. There shouldn't be much more that you need, but if there is, make sure you leave a comment below and I'll do my best to answer it in a timely fashion. I hope you enjoy making this wrap. I can't wait to see yours. Make sure you share with me on social media. Use hashtag MarleyBird so that way I can see your wrap and smash your like button. I'm Marley Bird for Yarnspirations.com, and I will talk to you again very soon. Bye, guys. Hey, thanks for joining me today on the channel. If you want more videos just like that one, check out some of these other videos that I've already handpicked for you. And don't forget to hit subscribe so that way you're up to date whenever I release a new video. And don't forget, smash that like button, as my kids say. Bye, guys.